Hey, what is up, my tricksters? You guys did it in my last little short video, because I'm making YouTube shorts now when I want to make a quick reaction to something that's happening in the community or something that I came across. So you should watch those. I'd be greatly appreciated if you check out all of my shorts. You guys got the last one to 10 likes, and I get engaged. And for those of you who didn't see that video or don't know what I'm talking about, that video was a response to a video Simo did, and he was talking about the whole scalper situation, and he was going on a very deep dive, broader strokes thing about it. But at about 11 minutes or so into that video, and it's like a 12-13 minute video, something like that, but towards the end of that video, he talks about buying product and when you should and shouldn't buy it, and he promotes buying singles. And I said in the short that he's right 99.9% of the time. And today in this video, I'm actually going to be talking about when you should be buying products, what products you should be buying, and just some good shopping tips for when you're buying products, whether they are singles or sealed. So let's get into that. So the first thing that I want to talk about is I have my handy little clipboard here because I'm not going to remember these things off the top of my head, is when to buy product. So there are certain products in the game that are going to be worth buying, sealed. And the first thing that I want to talk about is when the cards that you want are going to be cards that are common, low rarity cards, because you're going to have a likely chance of pulling them even if you buy sealed. Obviously, if the cards you're after, you should go ahead and do it, but sometimes these common cards, especially if they're good, will have a hype price. So you can decide for yourself whether you would rather risk the lottery or buy the hype price. If, for example, good common cards examples would be Dino Wrestler Pankratops or Fairy Tale Snow back when it was legal. Those people, that's a calculated risk you might want to take. That's up to the individual. The other thing that I want to talk about is accessories. This is another time when you might want to buy a sealed product, is when it comes with accessories. Because in that case, it is more about buying the accessory than it is about buying the sealed product. So if it comes with an accessory you're really excited for, like a deck box, sleeves, dice, etc. Also, though, if you're going to be buying that, you probably should go to, and what's going to lead me to my next big one, is local support. If you're going to be buying accessories, for example, like I gave with dice and sleeves, you probably should be buying something that is from a locals. You know what I mean? Or an independent content creator, for example, Amanda LaPalm or Team Sam. They sell sleeves and dice and things like that. Game mats that go with the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. So you're doing way more supporting them than buying Ash Blossom sleeves from Konami, for example. And then, like I said, supporting locals. That is a big thing that you could be doing when you're buying product. So, for example, when I said if you want to take a calculated risk to get a common that you want, instead of spending $3 to outright buy a Pankratops as an example, then yeah. Because there will be players who will value a common Pankratops at $3, especially when it was brand new. So, that being said, you might, if you're going to take that calculated risk anyway, then you might as well buy from a locals and support a small business. Because guess what? Big box stores, they like Simo says in that video, which by the way, you should go see it. I'll have it linked somewhere. That they don't need your money. They have a million other ways to make money. They don't need it. Locals do, especially because we're in a pandemic. Anyway, and now we're going to be talking about what kind of products to buy. That's for the next part of this. And the first thing that I want to talk about is something that if you've been a follower on my channel for a while, when we're talking about what kind of products you should be buying, if you're going to be buying sealed product at all, and it's going to be stuff that it's going to vary in price range, but it's also going to be something that is an example of good product. So one of the things is that you might definitely want to think about when you're buying sealed product is structure decks. This is something that my channel is kind of known for supporting, because we did the structure deck wars all the way up to Shit All Showdown. Structure decks are a really good one, especially when you're picking a structure deck that you know you will be playing for a long time and will enjoy, and is a good deck. Konami often does do decent structure decks. They haven't lately, but you know, the new Cyber Dragon one's looking, Cyber Dark Dragon one's looking okay. But that remains to be seen. But like, for example, they have done good ones in the past: Salamangrates, Pendulums, Dinosaurs. These are examples of really good structure decks. Another one you might want to think about is examples like the Megatens, but maybe not the newer ones. Like look for like 2019 Megatens, because if you know, Megatens, when they have promos, essentially, if they have good promos where you're guaranteed at least one decent card that you can use in you know, that you will use competitively, like the 2019 Megatens, that's a good example. And then other examples might be the Legendary Heroes box and the Dual Devastator boxes. Now those are a little more expensive and a little more pricey, but if you have a little bit more wiggle room in your budget, you know, these are good examples of product that you're going to want to buy, because one, you know what you're getting, and two, you're guaranteed staples and or combative cards that you can flesh out into other decks. You know what I mean? So like, and that's the cool thing about structure decks, you'll often come with things like Twin Twisters, you know, staple cards that you can kind of throw in other stuff. And that's the big thing about what products you should be buying. And then lastly is just some good tips, for example, for shopping when you are shopping for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That is the last big thing on my list here. And the biggest thing that I can tell you is planning. When you are wanting to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards online, you want to do some planning. You want to experiment with the deck on a simulator, make sure that it works the way that you think it's going to work, and then you also want to plan your budget. That's the next stage. Once you're planning your budget, figuring out how much money you're going to be willing to spend on these cards, then you can, you know, plan accordingly so you don't spend money on any cards that you know you won't be using. Or, you know, you don't make the accidental mistake like me, who will buy cards thinking I will use them and then decide, oh, I really don't want to play that version of the deck. So then I have these common rares and super rares that were fairly cheap because I'm on the lower economic spectrum of Yu-Gi-Oh! Then they're just sitting in a binder that I'm not using right now. It's very annoying. And the last thing is, the last big tip that I can give you, this is one that I really do use a lot, is looking around. You know, comparing prices. Sometimes, you know, and another thing is that you want to do is bundling, especially if you shop on TCG Player. Yeah, they'll do, oh yeah, you spend $5, you get free shipping. Go get the cards that you know you want, and then go look and see if they have anything else that you are going to want, and get that deal. You're only spending $5, you're not spending money on shipping, and trust me, I have spent I've spent up to like almost $2 in shipping just for you know, a 50-cent card. It feels bad, man. So don't make that mistake. If you know, get the most bang for your buck, because, you know, just because you enjoy playing Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't mean you should have to spend an arm and a leg and watch your wallet cry miserable, sad tears. So there you go, guys. This has been my, I guess, pseudo quick video about what kind of products you should buy and shouldn't buy, with a few, you know, shopping around tips. I hope that this video was informative and it helps you guys, especially you budget players like me, because let's face it, the more information we share with each other, the better. Because Yu-Gi-Oh is way too expensive, and it shouldn't be as expensive as it is. So any tips are good. If you have any tips, if you're a budget player or you want to help a budget player out and you're looking for tips to help these kinds of players stay, you know, on equal footing with the players who can spend more money, leave those tips in the comments below. Because, you know, like I said, more information is always good. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And, guys, leave me one of these. I don't want to have to turn somebody into a Karipo. It's gonna be bad. Ask Suprex. If you don't know that video, go check out the Gogi video. Oh, and if you want to support the channel, by the way, we have merch. Links are all to all that stuff is in the description. Anyway, guys, I'm Ben2000 yugioh. I'm your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.